Shawn says Nick Walker is playing a dangerous game, predicts he'll finish 10th at the 2026 Olympia if he participates in the Arnold Classic. The top stars of the Men's Open are in a rebuilding phase after Mr. Olympia 2025. On November 22, industry experts Shawn and Bob Cicerlo explained why Nick Walker should skip the 2026 Arnold Classic. They also revealed whether Samson Dauda made a mistake in aiming for a 350-pound physique. The Mr. Olympia competition completely shook up the Men's Open division. Although Samson Dauda entered the event as the defending champion, he left Vegas in 4th place. After constant calls for Dauda to improve his conditioning, his commitment to change backfired. When he took to the stage, the Nigerian native appeared diminished, particularly in his quadruple sweeps. Walker's evening also didn't go as planned. He mistimed his peak and fell to 6th place despite being the favorite before the competition. Since that night, he has fired his coach, Kyle Wilkes, and decided to pursue his career independently. Looking ahead, Ray and Cicerlo discussed what lies ahead for the two contenders at the Open. Bob Cicerlo and Shawn discussed the sequel for Walker and Dauda. In the video, Ray described Dauda's mission to achieve 350 pounds of revenue as a disaster. He thinks the answer to the solution is getting bigger and he's aiming for 350 pounds. Brother, what do you do with that? Cicerlo asks. It's a recipe for disaster if he plans to show up in Ohio because he simply won't give his body enough time to rest and recover. Is he trying to put on that extra weight and compete in Ohio? Ray asks. He clarified that if Dauda wants to reach 350 pounds, he will not participate in the 2026 Arnold Classic. If he intends to move up to 350 pounds, he thinks he needs to put on more mass, which is a mistake in my book, but we'll come back to that later. Then, he certainly won't be going to the Arnold, because you can't go up to 350 and then back down a month or two. That would be a disaster. I'm going to speculate and say that he's now going to focus on the Olympia. Let's leave it at that for now. Bigger is never better, Cicerlo adds. I think that's a mistake. As for Walker, Ray advised him to sit down and use the time to correct the mistakes that cost him dearly at the Olympia. My decades of experience tell me he should stop for health reasons. It's not a healthy sport. It's a dangerous game he's playing at the highest stakes because it's the biggest prize in the history of bodybuilding. If you want to go all in and roll the dice, commit now. So, committing now means he's staying on the diet, staying focused on the laser, trying to correct the mistakes. If he does that over the next few months, he's getting into the hunt and into the conversation. Ray warned that if Walker participates in the Arnold Classic, his chances at Olympia 2026 will plummet. He even went so far as to suggest that the mutant would finish in 10th place. It's all or nothing because after the Arnold Classic, his receptors will be affected and he can forget about the Olympia, which will take place in 2026. I would rule him out. He wouldn't even participate in the conversation. You predicted 8th last year. I predict he could be 10th in 2026 if he participates in the Arnold Classic this year. Other bodybuilding veterans have been candid about Walker's current standing in the Men's Open. Samir Banout, the 1983 Mr. Olympia winner, described his issues as fixable. He believes that with proper training and nutrition, Walker can streamline his size to present a more balanced physique. The entry list for the 2026 Arnold Classic will be published soon. Ray and Cicerlo argue that it would be more advantageous for Walker and Dauda to skip the prestigious event this time.